June 9th, 2021. A trailer for a big budget game by a AAA company is released, and you think to yourself, finally, this is the game. This is the one you won't be able to put down. And you're so overwhelmed by the hype and excitement that you pre-order the game right then and there for $60. A few months go by, and as the release date nears, you realize that you can't look like a fucking loser in front of your friends. No. So you head to the game's Steam page, and you scroll down and you see something that catches your eye. Something called the Midnight Cum Bundle. Something like that. And not only does this bundle include a bunch of cool skins, but it also includes two big ticket items. One, the exclusive digital soundtrack, and two, the official digital art book, all for the low price of just another $60. And then the release day comes. You crank the exclusive digital soundtrack on in the background. You just got done beating off to the official digital art book, and then you boot up the game. And oh my god, is this game horrible. It's filled with bugs, everyone's hating it, it's not what they promised at all, and within 2 weeks, the game is dead. Now, if you didn't know, the game I was referring to was Battlefield 2042. But Battlefield 2042 isn't alone in this story. Games every year die within months, weeks, or even days of release. Even the game Battlefield 2042 blames for its issues, Halo, died within a few months. And so it begs the question, why? Why do games die? I don't really know, but together, we're gonna find out. So what does it mean when a game is dead? Well, calling a game dead is a pretty ambiguous term. There's no real definition to it. It's usually used as a way to signify that nobody plays that game anymore. There's no real player count threshold number that needs to be reached to say a game is dead, unless it's 0. But what I'm trying to say is that it's hard to determine if a game is alive or not. So how are we gonna figure this out? Well, let me tell you how, with a fucking Excel spreadsheet, all right? Look at this shit. Look, I got 50 games here, all right? I compiled the list all by myself. Look, we got Fortnite, and we've got League of Legends, and Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Star Wars Battlefront 1. All right, look, it's kind of hard to think of 50 games. I dare you to try. But back to the Excel spreadsheet. Look at it. Oh my god, it's so fucking hot. And look at this. Look up here. We've got components. We've got things like genre and price and esport and other things. And so the way this is going to work is I'm going to research each and every single one of these games and figure out if they do or do not have these components. And hopefully at the end of it all, we will be able to see a pattern and say that a game with an esport lasts longer. Something like that. So I did it. It took like almost 3 hours. But I finished it. I filled it all out. And I mean, look at it. It's all there. It's beautiful, really. It's fucking horrible. I hate this. I hate this so much. I don't know how to express to you that I just wasted 3 hours for all of this, and I fucking hate it. Nothing on here is good or usable. Trust me. What was I thinking? I put community up here as a category. The only thing I could look at for player count was Steam charts. And by the end of it, I was just kind of fucking winging it. And that's where you don't want to go. You don't want to wing it with data. And so, we're scrapping this. Apparently, data-driven results isn't the answer to solving why games die. And so I needed to try something different. I needed some real answers. I need to find out why games die. And luckily enough, there's a website where you can give money to people and they will tell you the answer to things.
Why do games die? Okay, interesting.
What do you mean?
The main reason video games die?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like games are always like, how do I say? I don't know. Some games never die.
Like lack of updates. Or maybe just because it's not a good game. It also does not help.
Games die when the player base dies. So you have to take this one step at a time. Imagine you are Sherlock Holmes, right? A game dies when the player base dies. The game is unfun. A new game comes out. The genre becomes a little bit tired. The developers ruin something. The developers don't do enough.
So there you have it. Case closed, mystery solved, and all it cost was $30. But I'm not satisfied. You see, these are streamers, content creators, scum of the earth, worse than Republicans. Also, if you didn't know, besides me making these goofy, silly YouTube videos, I also stream live at twitch.tv/FormFrame. Why don't you go over there and hit the follow button? I would really appreciate it. But back to these degenerates. You see, I won't be able to use streamers if I'm gonna figure this out. I'm going to have to dig a little harder and a little deeper. And there's only one place in the world that I believe can provide me with what I'm looking for. So it turns out the nice folks over at GameStop didn't want to be a part of the video, but fuck them, who needs them, because we still have the Excel spreadsheet and the beautiful words by a few streamers. And those words by those streamers had me thinking these past few days. When Simply said that some games never die, he was right. Specifically, single-player games. Single-player games never die. They never have. And it's the same reason why on the spreadsheet, it is all multiplayer games. It's because single-player games are basically timeless. They're like movies. They're pieces of art stuck in an era with different mechanics, different graphics, and everything. And it truly makes them special. You can go back in time and play any game in the world and get a good time out of it. You can get an experience out of it. While multiplayer games like Destiny 2, Apex Legends, and Fortnite can die, and eventually will die. But they keep themselves alive currently by what ConnorEatsPants said, the updates. These games are constantly updated with new skins, new maps, new collaborations like Dragon Ball Z, Marvel, and O.J. Simpson. It's all there. So why do games die? Well, it's kind of a bad question. In fact, it's kind of a really bad question. I didn't really think it through too much before making this video. But what I can say is that games are changing. Games are evolving. You can no longer just make some game or whatever and leave it at that. You can, but it's not going to go anywhere. If you want your game to go somewhere and you want your game to make it big and make you a lot of money, you're going to have to make a good game and then update it constantly and refresh it with new content and ideas and gives players something new to talk about, something new to do. You have to stay on top of it. It's becoming an extremely hard thing to keep a game alive. You have to keep the metaphorical player-based heart beating somehow, some way. And that is how games die, is when people don't do that. Is when people just stop.